instructor is now ready for boarding. Please follow the boarding sequence of organization heaven begin for the operation。各位现在有请商务舱3名所会员及坐在公司客人席之间。
Good morning, dear passengers. This is your captain speaking. Tokyo Haneda Airport. So, whenever you're seated, please fasten your seatbelt at all times for your own safety. And the weather reported at this time Tokyo Haneda Airport is cloudy sky, light rain over the aerodrome. The cloud temperature is 16 degrees Celsius or 61 degrees Fahrenheit. And I will get back to you with the update weather. Tokyo Haneda International Airport when we are right now, Tokyo Haneda Airport is cloudy sky, light showering rain over the aerodrome, and the cloud temperature is 16 degrees Celsius or
오사카 간사이 국제공항에 도착했습니다. 비행기가 완전히 멈추고 5번째 도시장이 꺼질 때까지 자리에 앉아서 기다려 주십시오. 선반이 여실 때는 안에 있는 물건이 떨어질 수 있으니 주의하시기 바랍니다.